Mark Tassler at the racetrack on a hot Sunday night Memorial Day weekend. The last thing you'd probably expect to see would be something referring to snowplows. No, we don't have any snow right now, but we have a car here that's sponsored by Snowplow Dominator, the snowplow.com. That would be the Outlaw Sprint, number 6 car. The driver, Terry McCarl. We're by his big hauler. Terry, we're underway with a big weekend here at Husets.
Yep, it's going to be, hopefully the weather holds off. I think we've got this show in the last 3 years, so hopefully it's a good weekend for everybody.
All right, we're looking at that sponsorship displayed here. Terry, let me move off of you for just a second. You're looking at a lot of white here. Looks like an ocean of white. We're by the big hauler. This is the truck that carries the Terry McCarl race team. The number 6 car will go all the way to the back and right on down the side. We'll make our way back up to Terry, who just came out of the dressing room in the front of this big rig, this shop on wheels, and getting his fire suit on, ready for competition tonight. Terry, you're a 7-time track champion at Husets Speedway, 7-time track champion at Knoxville Raceway, just to name some of your highlights on your resume, and still at it. You do this for a living. It's been quite a life, to say the least, right?
Yeah, there's been a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but yeah, I don't think I'd change about anything if I could.
All right. If you were to change anything, it might change the whole thing, so you do it all the same. A rig like this, a little bigger than what you started with, perhaps.
Well, it's a lot bigger than we started with. I got to thank Lauren Bosman Poultry for that. He's been a big supporter of mine for about 20 years, and always, he's in the trucking business, and he's always been helping us out with the trucks, trailers, things like that. He's been a big supporter of mine, been with me for quite a long time. My oldest sponsor, actually.
Championships at the major outlaw sprint tracks in the nation. You've won a number of World of Outlaw shows, all-star races with the national circuit. You beat them all. You've raced against them all, won and lost against them all. You do this for a living, obviously. This year, you're driving with a new team, driving the number 6 car.
Yeah, it's difficult to make it up here every week. It's a 5-hour drive for us, and it's 500 just in diesel fuel to get here and get home. So I drove a little bit for Jeremy Scadden last year in the 360 division, and we talked this winter about possibly putting a 410 car together just to run Sunday nights and maybe some specials, in this area. So, financially for me, it would be a lot better, and I get along really well with Jeremy, and he's allowed me to build a new ART chassis like I drive normally in my 410, and he's got John Singer building us a 410 to race here in a few weeks when we get that thing done, and so it takes a load off of me being able to put all my sponsors on this car, still have my names out there that I need, and be able to drive for Jeremy up here and just come up. But hopefully when we get going, we'll just be driving up in a passenger car and just driving for him on Sundays.
Some familiar faces around that number 6 car. By the way, we can't put the camera on that. The car was just rolled out of this hauler earlier. The car's been prepped. We're outside the racetrack out behind. The car's been rolled now down to the infield. Some familiar faces around that car. Some guys you have been familiar with for a lot of years.
Yeah, my crew stayed the same. Jeremy has a 360 and a hobby stock here. He's kind of the Roger Penske of Husets anymore, I think. A little disappointed last week. Both his other cars won the feature, and we ended up having some mechanical problems and falling back. But like I said, he's a great guy. We hit it off right away. He's a big-time race fan and puts everything he has into trying to field these cars. And for that, I really appreciate it. And like I said, he and I get along so well. But having the snowplow.com, being able to be aboard, and Vanderbrink Trucking, Vanderbrink Designs from this area, and all of our sponsors, Rossi Feed and Grain, DeBerg Concrete, Bosma Poultry, Ren's Trucking, Jaeger Trucking, all of my sponsors that are on my car are now on this car, and it's just a team effort to try to be here every week, and hopefully we can pick up some wins and help support 410 racing in this area.
What does it take to fund a 410 car on a schedule like you're going to run through the year?
Well,
ballpark it
depends on how much, where you're starting from and how much you tear up or how lucky or unlucky you are with engines. But for a team like mine that races from January to the end of the year, it takes at least $250,000 to run this thing. So we don't have one big sponsor. We got a bunch of little people, but they're like I said, they're all friends of mine and family friends, and I enjoy every one of them. They've all stayed at my house, and so I really like it. This is really a family team, no matter what you want to call it. We're a real family team. Austin's racing tonight in Lynn Jeffrey's car, and Carson's down at Burlington with Lori on a little open trailer running the Sprint Invader show. So for the Mastel brothers out of Minneapolis. So we're just a racing family. We just try to race and do our best, and hopefully we can pay the bills and have some fun at it in the meantime. And You know, it's in our blood. We've never done drugs. I'm addicted to this stuff. I don't know. Drugs might have been better, I guess. Sometimes.
You take a shot of 410 Outlaw Sprint in the arm on a Saturday night or a Sunday night. Terry, walk with me. I'm going to move off you. I'm going to continue walking along this big hauler here. My camera is way too small for this big truck. I'm going to stop here by the door that goes to the inside, and you can see we sell t-shirts one at a time. Some good-looking new t-shirts this year. They're in the glass case for the fans to see, and you sell lots of those through the year. I'm going to go through. I'm going to walk in. Let me climb up here and shoot down, give you a look inside of this trailer. Like I said, workshop on wheels. You can see the workbench and all the way down the other end. Big barrel of fuel down at the other end. Cabinets loaded with parts and a low ceiling, because up above, Terry, what do you got up there? A lot of times those guys have chassis and everything up above. What do you got up on top?
Yeah, it depends where we're going. You know, when we started off the season, we went to California for a month. We had a spare car up there.